Most Nigerians think that you need to move abroad before you can earn dollars. But that's not true. There are businesses in Aba, Kano, and even Lagos that are making money, making dollars every single day from customers that live in New York, customers that live in Toronto, customers that live in London. And in this video, I'm going to show you what products to sell, how to find customers, and how to ship that product or products from Nigeria to the global audience or the global marketplace. I'm also going to show you two of the most common mistakes that businesses make. Yes, the reason why I know they make these mistakes is because I've made these same mistakes when it comes to shipping to customers internationally, and it cost me more than $500,000. So let's get started. First off, let's start with identifying what made in Nigerian products can actually sell to the global audience. Now, what I want you to do with Anchor Marketplace, we'll talk about them a bit later in the video, but I want you to go to the categories. Where you see the categories, these are the same products that people can sell to the global audience. You know, when it comes to art, when it comes to kids, toys, little things like this are things that we can make from our small backyard in Oshogbo or in Anambra and then ship to people in Toronto and people in Washington. If you're a designer, you don't have to sell to people only within your environment. You can also ship to the global audience. That's what this particular video is for. Next up, we need to identify your business model, right? Now, there are three types of business models when it comes to shipping internationally. There's something called DTC, which is direct to consumer. There's another one called marketplace. And the last and not the least is the wholesale business model. Now, each of these business models have their pros and cons, and we're going to look into that. Now, when it comes to DTC, the main advantage of the DTC model, the direct to consumer model, is you own your marketing data, you own your consumer data. When people shop or patronize your business, they are coming to shop directly on your store. So if you have a website that you built with Shopify, or a website that you built with Bumper, or a website that you built with WooCommerce, whatever it is, whatever platform you are using, so far it's a platform where people can come and place their orders and give you their shipping details, give you their contact information. That is a DTC business model. That's a direct to consumer business model. And that's your main advantage. You own that customer data. However, the problem is it is not so cheap, right? Let me use that as the main con. It's not too cheap and it's very operational heavy. Operational heavy in the sense that you are the one in charge of, you know, packaging the product and shipping it to the consumer. You're the one in charge of handling the logistics from where you are located in Nigeria all the way till it gets to the final consumer or the final customer in, you know, whether it's America, Canada, or the United Kingdom. The next one is marketplace. So like I said, when you think of Amazon, Etsy, there are so many platforms, not on the high street, Wolf and Badger, what else again? Anchor, we spoke about Anchor earlier. These are platforms where you can subscribe as a seller, right? You can sign up as a seller on these platforms. I'll give you a very good example. In Nigeria and other parts of Africa, we have Jumia, we have Konga, right? But then imagine the ones that you can now scale on a global, to the global level, that sort of thing. That's what I mean by a marketplace model. It's pretty straightforward. You sign up on this platform, you give them your contact information and pick up information. So when a customer orders on their platform, right, they are the ones that will come and pick up from your contact info, your contact details, whatever it is you provided for them, and they will ship it directly to the customer. They're like middlemen, hence the name marketplace. Okay. Now, the problem obviously is that customer data is owned by the marketplace, so they can promote that particular customer to other businesses or other brands. So let's say a customer that bought black soap from me, they can sell another person's black soap if I run out of stock, or if I don't even have, or let's say I have, but my price is too expensive, or maybe I get into an issue with them, they will promote another person's business that also sells black soap, that sort of thing, right? I'm not saying that's what will happen, okay? This is just an example, right? But that's pretty much how the marketplace model works. Now, the main advantage of the marketplace model is it's sort of like a hands-off. Well, it's not hands-off per se, you pay for it, but it's more You set up the marketplace, you set up your store, your business on the marketplace, and they handle all the operational heavy logistics and things like that, right? That's why a lot of people like the marketplace model. They also are in charge of marketing. So they're the ones that bring the customers or the buyers to your platform. And then last but not least, you have wholesale. Wholesale is probably the best sort of business model for you to run if you're selling to an international audience. Again, from the name, I'm sure you have an idea of what I'm talking about here. You have certain businesses that are already located in this international market that want you to supply them at a wholesaler price, right? And because of that, they buy in bulk. So let's say typically they will buy a minimum of, again, this is up to you, but a minimum of 100 pieces, a minimum of 500 pieces, a minimum of 1,000 pieces, that sort of thing. They will buy it, you ship it to them. Whatever price they sell it at, you really can't monitor it. Well, you can if you want to, but it's not as straightforward. But again, there's that. Now, the main pro or the main advantage of wholesale is obviously you're going to make the most money out of all these different models. But then the main issue is it's not easy. Now let's imagine somebody in Texas buys a product from your business. How are they going to receive that product? How does the product leave Nigeria and get to that customer in Texas? Now I'm going to give you 3 options, right? I'll give you 3 options. I used to use the 4th one, but I no longer use them, and it's a personal preference. It's up to you if you want to use them or not. But the first one is DHL, right? Obviously, we all know DHL. Second one is GIG Logistics. Again, if you're a Nigerian business, you definitely know GIG Logistics, okay? The next one, the third one, is a group of ladies called Cargo Plug. They used to be known as Jand to Giddy, right? These ladies, I remember one I wanted to start a logistics business. I went to their training. I spent I can't remember how much I spent or how long I spent, but I know that the training was intensive. The reason why I pulled out was because I decided to do something else with my time. But they are pretty much, tried and tested, or what's the word they use? Is it tested and trusted? Tested and trusted, that sort of thing, right? So like I said, there is a DHL, there is GIG Logistics, there is Cargo Plug. The first one I used to use is called Sendbox, right? Sendbox, the reason why I actually loved using Sendbox was because when you log into the Sendbox platform, it will show you prices from multiple courier services. So in a way, Sandbox was probably like a marketplace for logistics businesses. But again, I don't know if they're still in operations anymore. I've not used them in a while. I use mostly GIG Logistics and DHL. One thing I want you to understand is when it comes to shipping internationally, you must have an idea of what the quote is, right? So the quote is the cost of shipping from your address or wherever it is your product is shipping from to your customer's location. Now let's talk about where most businesses actually make mistakes. The number one thing you must know for your own type of business, because it varies per business, is something called the HS code. This code is how the customs in every country identifies your product. So the customs in the UK will identify your product based on the HS code attached to your product. The reason why this is important is because the customs office will then charge you an import duty tax most times, depending on the product, which again, this is where the people make mistake. Your customer, the final customer will pay. Please, this thing is very important. This thing has cost me so much money. So the first time it happened to me, it sent it to the final consumer. I think it was about $147. We split it. So I paid part of it, then the final consumer paid part of it. Thankfully that relationship is still going. The person still patronizes us till today. We give God all the glory, right? The second one, the import tax, it's not tax, well, in a way it's tax. The import duty was too high. So the customer actually did not go and collect the product. He left it there. He genuinely left it there. And then after a while, they had to send the product back. And when they sent it back, right, the customer then filed for a chargeback on our e-commerce platform, and then they want the chargeback. We tried to explain what happened, but at the end of the day, the customer didn't get the product. That's just the end of the story. So we paid for shipping, we paid for return, right, and we then paid for like a holding fee or something funny like that. Let's just say that whole ordeal cost me $500,000 naira, and that was a very interesting day. I think I just went after that. I just went somewhere, I bought shawarma, I bought Vimto, and I just sat down somewhere and I just cooled my head. Like, I was like, whoa, and that's just part of business. It is what it is. So this thing is very important, please. Your HS code, right? Obviously, we spoke about dimensions, weight, packaging. Those are also very, very important as well. Please give me some time to introduce you to a platform that I truly believe will improve your e-commerce business. This platform is called Oja Digital, and its main job is to help African sellers skip the guesswork and make the right decisions when it comes to building a business that goes from its local shores to the global stage. I have built this business after spending many years building and helping e-commerce businesses grow worldwide. I'm sure you will find it useful for your own business as well. Create a free account and start using it today. Next up, let's talk about money, right? Let's talk about cash. Now, remember when we spoke about DTC, wholesale, marketplace, right? Good. If you are setting up a DTC or a wholesale business, right? Your Nigerian Naira account is fine. You can use your business Nigerian Naira account. Obviously, I want to believe that I'm talking to people that have business accounts. You can't be using your personal account to be doing business. Don't do that, right? The reason I'm saying this is to have a DTC platform, you have to either build it on Shopify, WooCommerce, or Bumper. And to have those platforms, you have to connect either a Paystack account or something similar to Paystack. And Paystack accepts international payments, so you're fine, right? If you have a wholesale business, ideally, because you're dealing directly with the businesses in these international markets, they would understand why they need to pay into your business account. However, I would strongly suggest that you take the time to open what is called a domiciliary account, right? A domiciliary account is a Nigerian business account that allows you to operate a foreign currency account. So you can have a domiciliary account that is in dollar, or you can have a pound domiciliary account. It's up to you. But make sure you have a domiciliary account where you can accept international payments. This is very, very important because of Forex fluctuations. So I'll give you a very good example. I have a particular business, okay? In the particular business, when I was doing my budgets and forecasting for the year, I put dollar at 1,450 naira. That was my forecast. And that was my forecast as worst case scenario, dollar will fall to 1,415, right? As of the recording of this video, dollar is 1,360 naira or 40 naira. 1,300 is I don't want to say it's all over the place, but it's not. But it's moving between that amount. So let's say dollar is now 1,350 naira, right? So you can see why it's very important for you to have a dollar account, because you might have made some certain decisions, and when people are paying you money, you are getting less than what you thought you should get. That sort of thing. But again, it's business. It happens. If you are going the marketplace route, okay, you have to set up an LLC in the US. There's a platform I'm affiliated with called Dula, right? If you use the link in my bio, I'm able to help you also work on this setup. When it comes to finding customers, you pretty much have two options. You can go the organic method or the paid method, or a combination of both. I believe the combination of both is best, right? Now when it comes to organic, you have social media. Social media is so amazing these days. From your bedroom, you can be talking to somebody in the White House. You can be talking to Jay-Z. You can be talking to I don't know, somebody in Canada. You get me? It's so crazy how, again, right now, somebody in Canada can be watching me on this video, or on his phone, or on his tablet, or on his laptop. I don't know, I'm using the word he, it could be a she, right? That sort of thing. That's the beauty of social media. Tap into it as well. Begin to actively create content that speaks to this global audience. A very simple formula you can use is, for every 4 posts, right? For every 3 posts, let your 4th post be for a global audience. What do I mean by that? So let's say on Monday you posted a customer delivery, right? A POV, a customer review, stuff like that. On Tuesday, you posted behind the scenes of doing your business. On On the next day, on Wednesday, you posted how you come about, product ideas, what inspired you to start the business, a founder-led story, whatever it might be. On Thursday, nothing is stopping you from saying, we now go from Lagos to, Lagos to the White House, or maybe not the White House, but Lagos to Washington, D.C., from Kano to Peckham. Stuff like I like how that sounds, Kano to Peckham. But you get what I mean? Those are the kind of things you can do. Free delivery. We now offer free delivery to all my people out in Toronto. Drake City, we now deliver to you. Nothing is stopping you from using these kind of things in your content, because you spend time to now understand how to ship to them. You know the HS code, you know the delivery partners to use, you know how much it's going to cost, all those amazing things, right? So that's how you want to speak to these people. Next up is paid marketing. Paid marketing is very straightforward. Meta ads, TikTok ads, right? I would have said Google ads or YouTube ads, but I believe that might be the most expensive. Well, YouTube is very expensive. Now, when it comes to offers, I want you to take time and really think about this, because two things are important. The first one, you must be profitable, right? You must create an offer for your business that is profitable to the business. That's number one. Number two, your offer must make sense to the customer. It shouldn't be silly. And I'll give a very good example. When people want to patronize one of the stores that I manage, right? You hear things like, oh, the product is, let's say, 30,000 naira, but to ship it to the customer is 80,000 naira. That doesn't make any sense, right? The cost of shipping is more expensive than the cost of the product. Now, you'll find some customers that don't mind. They just really want that item and they're willing to pay that. But that's the abnormality, right? Or that's the outlier. That's not a common occurrence. So when you're creating offers, you need to create offers that work for your international audience. What do I mean by that? 350,000 naira. Spend 350,000 naira and above, and free delivery. We'll deliver for free worldwide. Right? That's one I used to do. I used to use very well. 350,000 naira, 500,000 naira, free delivery worldwide. That sort of thing. If you like, be in Australia, be in Fiji, right? So far, our courier can deliver there. Bring your money. We'll get it to you. Another one you can use, and this is a bit hit or miss, because it requires you to trust another human being. Nothing is stopping you from finding a particular customer that lives in a popular area and then turning their own house or their place, let me not say place of work, to like a hub, right? So you send everybody's orders, you send it there, and then everybody goes to pick up. So what you can do is, that person that is giving you their space to work from, you can offer them commissions, you can offer them free products, you can even pay them, things like that. You just want to make sure that this whole process is as legal and as documented as possible, please, because people can move funny. Another thing that would work is free samples and free gifts when people hit a certain threshold. So maybe you don't want to offer free delivery. Maybe 80,000 naira is still a lot of money and it's biting into your margins. Nothing is stopping you from stocking up on that. So spend around 50,000 naira and get a free phone case, or get a free, I don't know what's important, free earbuds, something like that. Again, it's your business, think outside the box. Think about something that, an international audience will be excited to get, that sort of thing. Don't just give them something that, this thing, it wasn't selling, so let me just throw it inside. A lot of you do that, and it's very, very bad practice. Don't do that. Now let's talk about the ideal next steps for your business. I would strongly suggest and advise that you start with either DTC or the wholesale business model. Leave the marketplace business model for now. Leave it for now. And the reason I'm telling you to leave it for now is because, again, just to register your business can take you between 3 to 6 weeks. To get your DTC up and running would probably take you 1 weekend. To get wholesale, to try and, put some things out there and see whether people will buy it or people will patronize you, will also take you a weekend, right? So let's start small and then grow big. Okay, so start with DTC or wholesale first. With that in mind, identify what products are going to work for your business. What's the HS code? What's the weight? What's the dimensions? What's the packaging like for these products? Who is your shipping partner? Do they have an app? Download that app and test that app. Where's their office? What sort of product reviews are out there? What sort of customer reviews are out there? What are people saying about this particular business? If you're going the DTC route, what tools are you currently using? What platforms are you using? Are you using Shopify? Are you using Bumper? If you're using Shopify, you just have to add new locations and you can start shipping to new locations just like that. If you're using Bumper, it's the same thing. You can begin to add those tiers of shipping. Say that, okay, we want to ship within Africa, we want to ship within Europe, we want to ship within North America, things like that. You can easily plug in these things and start using them for your business. What's the offer you're going to bring to the table? What will make those international customers say that, you know what, this looks like a good deal? What's that going to be like? Make sure you know what that is, okay? What's the marketing like? How are you going to bring people into your business? Now, when it comes to ads, I have a playlist that shows you how to start ads. If you're a beginner, I have a playlist you can run through and learn how to set up ads for your business. If you want to learn everything in a compact level and, in a more straightforward way, I have a toolkit. I'll put it in the description. You can go and take a look at that. It has some of the things that I can't talk about on the internet or online, and why I've been able to build certain businesses online. Basically, it's all in that toolkit, right? What else again? We saw about some apps earlier. Some of the apps I use for my e-commerce businesses. I have 2 videos. That one I did, I think about a year ago. There's another one that's a bit more recent. You can watch any of those 2 videos. I'll put it in the description of this video. You can go and do that. See, this channel has a lot of amazing resources when it comes to building e-commerce businesses that can go global. Check Oja Digital out as well, okay? If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Come into my DM on Instagram. Be polite if you want me to respond. I don't respond to people that are useless. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. You'll always find value on this channel. And yeah, see you in the next video. Peace.